Guess what I just got to see today? A Fandango sneak preview of the movie Shazam. It is the second superhero movie that I've seen in the theaters this week. And I have to say that I was impressed with one of them and not so impressed with the other. The one I was not impressed with was Captain Marvel, which is a rare misfire by Marvel. The one that I was super impressed with, of course, is Shazam, which is, despite a couple of, I don't really want to say misfires by DC, but that could probably be the best way to describe Batman vs. Superman, parts of the Justice League, and the Suicide Squad. While all of those had their good points, in my opinion, Shazam fell into the category of Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and was an exceptional movie. All I can say is, aside from exceptional, is wow. This was incredibly well done. It was well cast, well written, and just well acted. If you don't know much about Superman, not Superman, but Shazam, Shazam is a character who is a young child, by the name of Billy Batson, who is granted the powers of Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, and a couple other people by a wizard to fight against basically the 7 deadly sins. And what he needs to do is say the name Shazam, where he transforms from a young child to this super powered adult who has all these different, powers. This is how an origin story is supposed to be done. You have a character trying to find their powers. You have the discovery going on. You have the introduction of the villain. You have the introduction of the powers. And one of the wonderful things about this movie is you have the childlike innocence of Billy Batson given these incredible powers, and the fight that he has to have with himself of this young child given these incredible powers. What would he do with them? How is he going to try and figure out what powers he has without some sort of a mentor to tell him what your powers are? And it just really flows naturally. So you have, a 15-year-old boy who is given super strength, super speed, super, all sorts of different superpowers. And as he's learning him, what's he going to do with him? There's a couple of scenes where he decides to use these powers to get back at the school bullies. Which, I mean, come on, which one of us wouldn't do something like that if we were given these powers? I mean, that's very, very realistic. And the people who wrote this, and I think Jeff Johns was involved with it because he's an executive producer, based it on the new 52 version of Shazam, where they put Billy Batson in the foster care system. They explained why he's in the foster care system and how he's dealing with that and everything. This was done so much better than Captain Marvel because the characters in this one are relatable. They deal with their powers the way that a normal person would. It is well acted, as opposed to Brie Larson being this unpleasant character and her not being convincing as Captain Marvel. Zachary Levi as a child in an adult's body, with superpowers, is very convincing. They combine comedy and action and make it human in the process. Everything introduced in the story is answered. It was just thoroughly enjoyable. They need to take this movie, show it in a filmmaking class as to how a superhero origin story needs to be done. That, along with, say, Christopher Nolan's first Batman movie. And it is in universe because they throw in mentions of Superman, Batman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman. So it's in universe. I have to say, if you are a comic book movie fan, if you are a DC fan, go see this. It is just super fun. It is funny. It is exciting. It is one of the best. It's in the top 3 DC superhero movies of the DCEU movies, and certainly better than the latest Marvel flick, which you could probably tell that I'm not super impressed with. So when it comes out, sit back, enjoy, be prepared to be excited, be prepared to laugh, and just remember it's based on the new 52 origin as opposed to the rebirth origin, and stay through the end credits. And I'm going to give this a 4.25 out of 5. So I will talk to you a little bit later. Bye.